lovely people. How are you guys today? I wanted to do a little quick, a little reading on Ganon. I was trying to figure out where he could possibly be still, or at least, I don't know, something. Okay, so I'll just get right into it. The Eight of Wands, which is about, defending your corner, receiving news, because there's something that flies in. Some news flies into you. News flies into you that you're going to have to defend your corner. Stirring the pot, trying to get a reaction, just to see what happens, basically. Number 4 is resting after a battle. Rest, restoration, contemplation, followed by the Four of Wands, which is, community, home, celebration, basically being tied together, possibly a wedding. It is wedding, usually it's an event that you attend, basically. So maybe they were fighting, or she got news about a job, maybe, or news about, I don't know. Then we have the Emperor reverse, which the Emperor reverse is authority, overbearing, demanding, using harsh punishment when it's not necessary. Basically using overt punishments when it's not necessary. Okay? The Two Wands is a choice, right? It's a decision between two paths, basically. Two men, two roads, two choices. You only got two choices. She had to make a decision really quickly, and she chose something. I think that is her ex-husband, because Letitia's ex-husband, just simply because the Six of Cups is all about nostalgia, or maybe she found out that he was, but it's nostalgia, the past, being more concerned about the past than the present. Interesting. Okay, the Ace of Cups, Ace of Cups reversed, which is the beginning of her losing her emotions, basically the bad feelings, bad relationship, animosity began. She just emptied her cups, This is, mutilation is even covered by this card. The King of Pentacles reversed, which is being stingy, frugal, basically not sharing, very manipulative. So Ace of Wands, the beginning. So because this is coupled between two aces, it kind of seems like he found out that she found out she was pregnant, and he was like, we don't have the money for it. We don't have this for it. You need to go and have it taken care of. We can't afford it. Ganon costs too much money, maybe. Maybe Ganon's care. And I don't know. Because it's interesting. Because, I thought about it. And even for a job, if she had, if she killed Ganon so that she would be free and clear to go to her job, and her husband could, come be a dad and be focused on his children, they would still have the daughter, Landon and his. But it's possible that she got an abortion. And she found out after she lost the baby that Landon was pregnant now. Somebody's pregnant now by her wand. And it was not good for her. Which causes her, this is all about charity, poverty, Five of Pentacles reversed. She was so scared, being scared of being out of money, being frugal, being scared of being a wandering, drifting soul with nothing. She was being scared because she wasn't really entitled to money, and he was keeping the money from her because of the Ace of Wands. Knight of Swords, it's the person that delivers the bad thoughts, delivers the message of the bad thoughts, movement. So she decided to move. Okay, so she was protecting her assets. So she decided to move. She was moving really quickly, trying to hurry up and get everything done. I think that she accidentally hit Ganon with the car. People have different opinions, but I think that it is possible that she hit Ganon with the car, with the truck. And, that's just what I think. Or, something. She injured him somehow. And because that caused the tower. She was afraid of losing everything, so she called the Knight of Swords. It was swift, it was fast, it was protecting your property. Scared that you were gonna be homeless and all that, and which caused the Knight of Swords. She called the Knight of Swords, who's the protector of her, and that caused the tower, the destruction, because it was only fair, in her opinion. Since he wanted to control everything, she took the control. That's the defensive stance. So when I was pulling the cards for this earlier this morning, yes, I have a weird schedule right now because of being sick the past few days, but I am good to go now. So I'm just going to be probably up all day so that I can get back to normal. So when I was pulling for this reading, I had gotten a comment. I talk about being good. I had gotten a comment asking if it could be Graffiti Falls, which I'm not sure where Graffiti Falls is, but because I was already using it, I wanted to go ahead and ask the question. So Graffiti Falls. So when I asked if he was at Graffiti Falls, it gave me the Fool, which can be yes. It can be it's a maybe for me. For most people, it's a yes. But the reason that I say it's a maybe is because I just feel like number one, I feel like at the boat in the water, I feel like he was in a boat or canoe or something, some boatish type deal. I feel going fishing. Oh. It's a possibility for sure. This is innocence, the start of a journey. It could be the end of a journey. It could be the beginning and the end of the fool's journey. Naive, not knowing that you're walking on a tightrope, not knowing that you're in danger, basically. Being unaware of the danger that you're facing. So, I decided to look on a map because, I really have been unable basically to get this little boy off my mind. I almost want to go to Colorado and just go find him myself, but I just don't have that ability, of course. But so one that stood out to me the most, like I've had a few that stand out to me, which one was it? I can't even think of the name now. They weren't quite in the location that I got in the first, but in the first at the beginning of this. So I was going by my feelings of the pictures that I seen and just what feelings I got from it. I do feel like it's possible he was moved. But I feel like it's possible he's at Cripple Creek or Sajui. I don't know how you say that, okay? But Reservoir, which is close to this, and it's southwest of Pikes Peak. It like looks at the southwest side of it. So, southwest was the very first thing that I got. And usually my first instinct is right. When I start doubting myself, I confuse myself. So, I don't know if you guys see it, but I doubt myself sometimes, and I mess up so bad when I do that. I have, wonderful foresight. I do have the gift of foresight. I do have some psychic-ish abilities. I'm very new to them. My mother died in May. So, with her death, became, it opened me up to a lot of things, and now I'm able to kind of, how do I explain it? I can I can see images that are given to me. But, here's the thing. It's very difficult to make them out. I am very, very new. I'm still fine-tuning it. I'm trying to, open it myself up more. Because it kind of comes in how do you explain it? Like heat waves on a hot day. It comes up and it flashes to me, and then it leaves. And then it does it again. But it takes a lot of energy, I'm assuming, for them to come in super clear, or for me to harness my ability to see it clear. I don't know, but I am working on it. I'm trying to be better. I really want to embrace this ability that, I've kind of been able to, see the future in a way, not this is going to happen tomorrow. I have the ability, I'm trying to explain it. It's really difficult to explain because, I know people think you're crazy. Just know. No, nothing says anything to me. I just know, and I'm certain that something's going to happen, and it happens. That's basically how... I used to have deja vu a lot when I was a kid. I remember my first time was when the bus was going to come from this way, but I had a dream it came from this way, and it never came from this way. But that morning it did. Ain't that crazy? So, anyways, I do think that Ganon will be found. I think that it will be in the springtime. I think that it will be before March the 20th. I think that it will be when it gets a little bit warmer, and the, I think within this month, this coming up month, the next 30 days or so, or not, 30 days. It's today's the 20th. I think that he will be found by March the 20th, or before that date. When the seasons changes a little bit, it warms up some. There's another interesting thing that I read about Cripple Creek, because I got to read. I have to be thorough in my investigations of things. So there was a tree, and the donkey was tied to the tree or something. And because he had went and he looked at the southwest side of Pikes Peak, he would go on this thing. But he was on a tree, and the tree had his face on it come the next season when all the, when it became warm again, his face was on it. I'm trying to tell you something I can't even remember. I looked it up. I read about the history. Seems like a pretty cool place to go, but yeah. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Please like and share, or like and subscribe. I don't care about no sharing. But to my channel, I really want to get as much word out as I can about all of these missing children. I want to do a few more cases of missing people. Allison Watterson, the JJ Valos, and Tylee Ryan, and one from my hometown. I live in Tupelo. There's one that has been here since I actually live in Elvis's hometown. Not Memphis, but Tupelo, where he was born. I live here. When I was very, very young, we had a girl go missing. She went missing during the hurricanes. We had hurricanes, but we're like in Mississippi. I'm not at the bottom where we would be specifically faced with like a hurricane. We're inland. We're at the top by Tennessee. So it was just heavy, heavy rain, thunderstorms, and stuff like that. Well, this little girl, she was, how old was she? I think she was about to turn 13. Her mom had left her home for the first time, supposedly, since she had been here. She goes to work, which was about 10-15 minutes from her home, right? She goes to work. She gets to work, and about, oh, by the way, Leochi is the name, Lee Marino Chi. She was only home, like, her drive, in about 10 to 15 minutes after she got to work. She calls Leochi, and, you know, they have a special thing where she calls and hangs up, and then she calls again, and she's supposed to answer, right? Well, she doesn't answer. So she calls her mom, right? And she wants her mom to go over there and check on Lee. Even though her mom was supposed to pick up Lee at 11 anyway. This is about 7 a.m. And her mom only lived a block away. But before her mom could even get there, she decides to leave work because she's so worried. And she gets home, and she said that the garage was still open, like somebody had just, you know, left. And there was blood, and Lee was gone. And she got hooked up to a lie detector test, and she failed. 2. And by the way, she did, what's that, interrogations for the military, the mom did. And she failed 2 of the lie detector tests still, which was pretty interesting to me. Because if you do interrogation and tactics in the military, you probably would know how to beat that. But I guess her emotions, whatever. She probably had more confidence than she should have. 2 weeks later, her glasses were mailed back to her address, but the address was like misspelled and stuff. Please look it up if you have not heard of it. You know, that is still the biggest mystery here. What happened to her? Some people think that she was killed by some guy who had soon after that had went to church with her, maybe, or something like that. He had went and picked up a girl in Memphis, and he took her to like the park, or he went and picked her up from school from her house and asked her if she wanted to ride to school. She said yeah, and he took her to school though, but he first stopped off and raped her, but he took her to school. And people think it's him, and the reason that I don't think it's him is because you don't de-escalate. Criminals do not de-escalate. They either are killing or they're not killing. You know, they either go from not killing to killing, but they don't go from killing to not killing. You know what I mean? Because he took her to school, I don't think that is him. I don't think that it was him. I think that maybe the mom got that vibe from him, or that was just an easy person after that happened just to say, they think did it. It has not been solved in over 20 years. It is ridiculously crazy. Please look it up. I hope you guys will, because it needs to be out. Get more word spread on it, because the baby does need to be found. It's a war on these kids. It's a war on the kids. It always has been. It's never been a drug war. People ask for drugs. People don't ask for their children to get taken, or maybe they do. So parents are the kind of parents, not all of them, but a lot of the parents of this generation are very narcissistic, selfish, and not willing to give and give and give. You cannot be a selfish parent. And if you are a selfish parent, or don't pay enough attention, or you don't have the choice to check in or check out, you got to be there for your kid. Always. Your kids' needs become first. And if something happens to your kid because you can't be there mentally, visually, providing safety, if you can't do all the things that is necessary for you to do as a father or a mother, whatever happens to your child, no matter if you physically do it or somebody else does it, you need to be very, very, very aware, and I think you should be very much held accountable for it. You brought them into the world. It is your responsibility. Yours. You don't get a free pass just because you had a drug problem, or just because, your life wasn't fitting for the child right now. Well, then what do you need to do to make this right? Why are you not being the mom or the dad that you need to be? Why aren't you fixing it? Why are you making excuses? And why are you pretending that your kid is so special to you when he wasn't special enough for you to be there? For you to give up drugs at the time, he was not special enough then. Why is he special now? I'm sorry, that was just a little bit of a rant. I'm sorry, y'all. Alright. It's just something that really, really, really aches me to my core. These babies deserve to be... Oh my God, okay. I just get emotional, okay? These babies deserve really a healthy life, and at least a shot at having a life. They're innocent, and we have to protect the innocence. It's very, very hard to stay innocent in this world of ours that is so evil. But it is important to protect that innocence while you can. Not be a smothering parent, overprotective, but protect them. Alright, thank you guys. I'm sorry that I ranted, but I'm gonna go. Okay. Thank y'all.